When your friend blends a cigar, you gotta smoke it. And when you have a YouTube channel and you're mildly internet famous, you gotta talk about it on camera. When your wife texts you in the middle of doing your intro, should you leave it in? I don't know. It's been a year since I sat behind this camera. We got a lot of talking and a lot of smoking to do. Let's roll the intro. Hey guys, I'm Ellery Wells from the best place to find and rate where to smoke cigars, as well as the best place to find and buy your cigars. We've got individuals, we've added singles, we've got 2 monthly clubs I'll try to tell you about here in just a second. But by now the scrolling of the mobile view is probably off your screen, and I'm back on it if you're watching on YouTube. So if you see, one of the big changes that we're gonna have to make to our videos, if we want any audience at all on YouTube, I've got to redact a bunch of stuff. So you're watching this on CigarScore Redacted. So when you see this screen right now that I'm talking over, that's all just so we don't get in trouble with YouTube. We can't talk about price. I can't share URLs. They're very vague, but I'm gonna try, because here's why. As of right now, we have like 203 subscribers on YouTube, and I haven't uploaded anything in months. In 5 years, on Rumble, we've got like 547 subscribers, and I love you guys over there. You guys are the diehards. But the growth on YouTube is just 10x. 23 subscribers in the last 30 days on YouTube. But I don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about this cigar. Okay, we're smoking the Texas Cigar Roadshow cigar that my friend David Skelton has blended. Now, this is made by Steel City Cigars. Incoming edit, I'm not going to just tell you all the edits, they're just going to happen, but incoming edit, we have these up for sale over at, they are in bundles of 25. They're $260. They're $260-ish. I think they just told us to kind of pick our price, and I think these are probably worth a $12 or $13 cigar. I've smoked several of these. These were in the Adventure Club, and let me show it to you. We're going to get it cut and lit, and we're going to do an honest review of this one, not as an accumulated effort over all the ones that I've smoked, which is probably 7 or 8 at this point, because they're good. But we're going to give you a neutral look at this, and then, like I said, maybe I will give you some updates of what's been going on over the last 12 months. Anyway, let's pull up the China cam, and we're going to take a closer look. Okay, forgive my dirty table there. So here is the Texas Cigar Roadshow cigar. I believe it is a 6x54. We'll pull up all the details here in a minute, and I'll have to blur them out on YouTube because they talk about the price of these things. But this is a really great cigar. If I didn't mention it, it's made by Steel City Cigars. Tony Rollins made these. Now, that feels nice. There's nice peach fuzz to it. Good looking foot there. Here is the label, Texas Cigar Roadshow, and I'm not sure who made this label for David. I don't know if he designed, but these are just really fantastic. To LSCA, Texas, which is Lone Star Cigar Association, and the Texas Cigar Roadshow. Really nice construction. Really nice. Okay, so let's see if I can get this started before the battery dies. It smells very nice. All right, I gotta remember how to do this. It's legit been almost exactly 12 months, maybe 11 and a half months since I've done one of these. So start the stopwatch there. And let's toast this bad boy. Lots of really good smoke. It's tasting a little bit drier than I remember. Maybe it's more of a leathery flavor, like a dry leather. These are not a very oily cigar like like one of the Ligas. I believe we have Habano. Let's go ahead and pull up these details so I don't speak like an ignoramus. And if you know where the word ignoramus was introduced to us on those little triangle things. There's your hint. Let me know in the comments section below. Okay, so let me just go to my text message with Dave. That'll be faster. Okay, so this is a 6x. Oh, I have a link. I'll just go to the website. Flavors are evolving. Let's start from the bottom of the card over my shoulder that is blurred out on YouTube. The wrapper is a Mexican San Andres Habano, and I'm pretty sure this was maybe a hybrid Habano. You generally don't see Habano leaves, which is a Cuban seed, which is why we call them Habano, in San Andres, but okay, interesting. The binder's Mexican San Andres, the filler's Nicaragua 6x52. The first cigar from David Skelton's Cigar Roadshow, Texas Cigar Roadshow, yeah, features a hybrid Mexican San Andres Habano wrapper with a San Andres binder. The filler comes from Jalapa and Ometepe, which are two regions in Nicaragua. And one more time for the YouTube edits, we're gonna have these up over at. And by the way, in the description below, I'm gonna have a link to where you can find all the notes, and I think I try to link to the unredacted video on Rumble. So if you want to see what I'm saying whenever these cards come up, head over to there. But good flavors. There's a little bit of a spicy tang in there, but a Mexican San Andres Habano. So usually a San Andres is very chocolatey, very sometimes sweet, but the Habano, I don't know that I see a San Andres Habano all that often. Maybe I do, and I just forget. But that San Andres binder, nice chocolatey sweetness. The Habano will generally bring the spice. So I'm looking forward to this. So stick around, and I will let you know how it's going. Or I might just be back with my final thoughts, because I'm engrossed in probably For All Mankind on Apple TV. It's actually quite fantastic. And now they stop pressure washing. So I'm going to move this. I'm going to keep talking, and we're going to move it to the end. I'm going to give you some current events. If you want to see the current events, just find the time code down below, and you can skip there. Otherwise, I'll be right back to let you know how it's going with the Texas Cigar Roadshow Toro. Okay, just a quick pop in. We're 56, 57 minutes into the cigar, and I probably wouldn't have told you about this one, except this is the second time that it has happened. You can see maybe right there that we have an uneven burn. It's actually at the 45-degree mark, kind of like this right now. And there was another one about 25 minutes into the cigar, and I was just sitting over there watching TV, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna see if it fixed itself, and it did. But this one is not. It's been going for about 10 minutes, so I'm gonna even this up. But before I do, I'm gonna take this label off here. There was a small hollow spot, but I didn't notice it until I looked at the cigar. So I'm not gonna fault the cigar for that, but this uneven burn needs to, man, it smells so good right there, to fix itself. Through the middle of the cigar, for the most part, you get that kind of spicy and leathery flavor. Through the middle of the cigar, you get kind of nice little, like, semi-sweet powdered sugar, just faint on the palate. So you get a nice little complexity. Maybe it's that San Andres. There's no chocolatey notes in this, and I don't remember having any sort of chocolatey Mexican San Andres notes on any of the others that I smoked. But I do remember the spicy and leathery giving way to just hints of sweetness through the middle. So there's some consistency in that. And golly, the aroma, just the smoke coming off, just has a really pleasant kind of sweet note to it. The flavors, not so sweet, but that aroma is really nice. Plenty of smoke. I'll be right back to give you my final thoughts. All right, we're at an hour and 22 minutes on the Texas Cigar Roadshow cigar here. I wish David had come up with a more specific or better name, because I hope he comes out with another one. And what do you call this one? Just the Toro? A lot of smaller brands do this. They figure out the naming conventions later, and it makes things a little bit confusing. Like, we've got a cigar coming up in the Adventure Club, and it's called like just the Obsidian. I think we called it the Obsidian Black maybe, but they only have one cigar. So anyway, I like this cigar. I think it's a pretty good price point. It's a very boutique cigar. I don't know how many David had ordered from Steel City Cigars. I don't know how many bundles he's sitting on, but like I said, I've smoked multiple, at least 5 of these, and I have really enjoyed all of them. And to my recollection, this is the only one that I've really had any sort of construction issues with. I talked about the uneven burn that fixed itself. I told you about the small hollow spot that didn't impact the cigar, and then the one that I relit on screen there, where it was at a 45-degree angle. And I think I might have retouched it one more time, but I can't remember. I was having a nice conversation with my wife, and just kind of got lost in the smoke, which is kind of what you want, right? You want to sit back, you want to relax and enjoy a cigar. So I'm going to give the Texas Cigar Roadshow cigar a cigar score of 4. It's one you should absolutely try. I think we might have one left on the singles page over at CigarScore Lounge, and we can get bundles. Again, I don't know how many bundles are out there. I don't know if David had 2,000 made. I don't know if he had 500 cigars made. I don't know. But if you order one, I will get you one. I think these are great. Cigar score of 4 for the Texas Cigar Roadshow Toro. I talked about the flavors. I think we got that pretty well covered. We got the spice, the leather. There's almost something like an Adventura or warped, like a little bit of that funkiness that's in there, that's got kind of like tingles the tongue. I don't know what that is, just in general, but you get a little bit of that. And then, as I mentioned, the kind of sweetness through the middle half. If you took a quarter on the front and back end, that middle half has that nice sweetness. But I mean, you can tell I'm smoking it right here to the end. It'll be, put it down into the hour and a half smoked. Yeah, great cigar, David. Congratulations. Okay, so through the magic of editing, I have only been sitting here a couple of seconds. So a couple current events. So if you have been following the channel a long time, you know that our neighbor's house dang near blew up. I think I said caught fire, and that is true. Actually, it didn't really blow up. The propane tanks were just fine, but there was some. They're almost done with it. They're going to move in 2 days, 2 or 3 days. Let's see what other current events we've got going on right now. I think we might be taking a break, but we've been bombing the shit out of Iran. Trump is your president. And let's see what else. Tariffs are driving up cost prices. I know we've been talking about tariffs for a while. Crimson Desert just came out. I just ordered it on Amazon so I can get a hard copy. Not so keen on the digital versions. I feel like there's a lot that we need to tell you. We don't have a lounge. There's been no updates on that. We're not a giant corporation, if you didn't know, and we don't have just millions of dollars to put into a location like our second Chick-fil-A, a second perhaps Walmart. Lowe's. You get the idea. But I mean, you see that? I mean, we're getting plenty of smoke. I'm really tasting the Habano. But anyway, I'm going to go watch a show that I stayed away from for a while. But For All Mankind on Apple is very good. We are on season 3 of The Expanse. And as of right now, we have all of our old reviews scheduled out in advance. I may go ahead and move this forward because people love seeing me talk about cigars. We could have so many thousands of subscribers if YouTube wasn't such a bitch. But you guys love talking about cigars, seeing me smoke cigars and talk about cigars. If you're not a part of the Adventure Club, I would love for you to be in the Adventure Club. I will give you 9 cigars. You'll get to choose the 5 that you want, and that's a monthly club over at. We just had Steven up in. Where were you, Steven? Washington. He's like, I gotta put a pause on this because I have over 1,500 cigars and I need to get smoking them. That happens sometimes, even though we only send him 5. I got nothing else to say. I thought I might, but I don't. I'll be right back to let you know how it's going with this TCR. Thanks for watching. I'm Ellery Wells from the best place to find and rate where to smoke cigars. Make sure, if you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. If you want to see the unredacted version, head over to Rumble. It's not just for conspiracy theorists. I know what some of you guys have said, but they don't censor us over there, and we can talk about cigars, how much they cost, where to buy them, and all that kind of stuff. It's really a fantastic platform. I have even started getting videos not taken down on Facebook, but I get an email every once in a while that we didn't follow the guidelines. They don't tell us what guidelines or where they are. So Rumble is really one of the only places that you're going to find unredacted, just me and my thoughts kind of videos. So anyway, if you want to check that out, head over to Rumble. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe and drop a comment. And I read and respond to every single one. I hope you have an amazing day. And as always, happy smoking.